You are watching Quest for Dragons on the History Channel. The plumed serpent dragon dominates the ancient cultures of Mesoamerica. The Olmec, the Mayan, the Aztec, and the Anasazi. But these are not the only cultures to develop dragons in the Americas. Dozens of others are scattered across the continent. And the belief in dragons is not confined to a single area, a single tribe, or a single dragon.
All the native peoples throughout all the Americans had the image of the dragon. I'll give you some examples. In the southeast, among people like the Alabama, the Choctaw, the Chickasaw, the Seminole, and whatnot, they had a creature that was called Unktenna. There was a classic image of the dragon. If you go up in New England, for example, among the Seneca, there's a creature of myth up there called the Angut. And again, it's seen as a reptilian creature that can fly, that lives in deep wells. If you got in the Midwest, or all along the Mississippi, for example, widely believed from the headwaters to down, where it runs into the Gulf, is that there lived these gigantic riverine serpents. We're talking about images of creatures 12, 20, 30 feet long. These creatures could fly, these creatures had horns, these big creatures had, big muzzles and whatnot. Up along the northwest coast region, Washington coast, Oregon coast, Vancouver Island, British Columbia, all the way up into southern Alaska, the Indians in this area have a belief in a two-headed serpent, often associated with coming out of the sea and is often depicted as having wings.
Why do so many prehistoric cultures believe there is something out there? Partly because they are hunters and gatherers. As they search, they find things. Scary things. Things that can't be explained. The eroded territories of the American West and Canada are treasure troves of fossils. Enormous fossils. Leg bones like telephone poles. Jaw bones with stalactite teeth. Shoulder blades taller than a man.
What is this animal?
This is Torvosaurus. It's a theropod, a meat eater.
Today, modern paleontologists comb the Badlands of Alberta, Canada, searching for these same fossils, which we know today to be dinosaur bones.
When we go out looking for dinosaurs, more often than not we find little fragments, sections of jaw, sections of long bones, sections of rib. But every once in a while we do find some of these complete animals that are basically lying out on the surface, and to get them, it's walk up to them and pick the bones up and walk home. So people in the past would have no problem finding the same sorts of things. These things have been weathering out of the rock for millions of years. So just like today, they could walk up to an area, find whole bones, and walk home with these enormous bones that defy all explanation.
And people do still find them today, often totally by happenstance.
And me and some friends went out, and I just happened to be the first one out of the outfit, and I'd walked probably 300 yards, and I came around the corner of this Gumbo Hill, and I seen something over there, and what I saw was actually the very top of the dome here. And when I saw it, it's just a round, looked like a rock, and I walk over there and I see these big bumps and stuff, and then we started to do a little excavation real carefully. We started to kind of uncover some of the dirt, and the horns were exposed. We knew we had something tremendously important and very rare.
Clayton calls his find Lisa Dragon, after his wife, but she forgives him. Appraisers say his skull could fetch $250,000. Such is the value of fossils today. In ancient times, when people discover large fossil bones, they don't recognize them as being millions of years old. In fact, the concept of millions of years is not yet part of human consciousness, nor is the concept of extinction. So the enormous bones are presumed to be from contemporary animals that are still roaming the area.
The old people tell stories about when an Iniskim went by and they would hide behind a rock. And as the Inis or the dinosaur went by or the creature went by, They were bouncing about a foot off the ground because of the ground moving when a group of them passed.
Stomping dragons could explain earthquakes. This belief would be strengthened each time an earthquake uncovers new bones. Modern paleontologists create earthquakes of their own. Unwilling to wait for bones to naturally weather out of the rock, they dig them out.
Maybe just hiding in the depths of geological time is a creature that we haven't yet discovered that might fit the bill for a dragon. When you go back in time, there's a good chance there are beasts lurking in the depths which we haven't found yet. But the chances are when we find these dragons, they're going to turn out to be dinosaurs.